Hey, it's Coach Lele. Welcome to the Pink Couch. Tonight's episode, are you committed to catfishing?
If you could have a conversation, have a conversation, come to the Pink Couch and talk it out with Coach Lele.
All right. So I'm asking a hard question tonight. Are you committed or catfishing? So listen, I talk to a lot of people between my life coaching and counseling and pastoralship. And I've seen it all. I've seen the best and I've seen the worst. And so I just thought it was an interesting topic because a lot of us think that we are committed, but we're absolutely not. And so I want to break down what committed means. And I just thought about catfishing in as far as the negative side to that, because a lot of people are catfishing, not just on social media, not just in relationships. You catfishing at your job, in your business, in your friendships. You just not really keeping it all the way 100. So let's break these words down before we get into this couch conversation tonight. All right. So of course, the root word to commitment is commit. So what does it mean to commit? It means to carry into action deliberately. It means obligate. It means bind. It means to pledge or assign to some particular course or use. To put in charge or to trust or entrust. That's what it means to commit. What is a commitment? An agreement or pledge to do something in the future. Something pledged. An act of committing to a charge or a trust. An act of referring a matter to a legislative committee. So that's what commitment is. But the main thing that I want to talk about is an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. All right. So when you talk about commitment, it's a scary word for some people. And it's usually a scary word for people who do not want to be obligated or bound to an agreement. And so that's why a lot of y'all can't get certain cell phone providers as a service, because you don't want the contract. You want to be committed. You want to, if your phone gets cut off, you okay with 2 or 3 days before you top it off. No disrespect, but it is what it is. Some people do not have good credit because of their lack of commitment. When you get a loan on something, you are committing to a future situation. If you loan me this money, I'm going to pay it back to you in the future. I agree to the terms and the conditions of the contract. This is my monthly payment. And you even give me an opportunity to pay it off early where you don't even get all the interest. But I have to sign the contract in order to be committed. And so a lot of people have a hard time with commitments. So you like pay as you go. Some people even struggle with Afterpay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll change the card so it don't charge your card. You take your card out, put another card on that's bogus because you got a problem with commitment. And so we really need to, we started this off this year off with full esteem ahead. A lot of our esteem issues has a lot to do with commitment. All right, so commitment is something that is very important in your everyday life. Now, this is not a churchy podcast, but God always shows up because he's everywhere, okay? So what if God decided not to allow his breath to flow through your body? Now, he's committed that. He went to the cross, he died, bled, rose again, all that good stuff. He made a commitment for our future. So what if he decided, I'm snatching my breath back today. I don't feel like breathing through them today. Because it's not oxygen that's keeping you alive. He's committed to the long haul. Even when we're not good, when we're bad, when we're ugly, when we're nice, he is committed to being himself no matter what. But we have a problem with being committed. So you're on this job. You prayed for this job. You had the mothers walking the floor all night long. You had the bishops laying hands on you, throwing you in the floor for the job. Now you late every day. Not committed. When you went into that interview, you said, I want to work here. I'm dependable. I can be on time. I'm a go-getter. I'm a self-starter. These are all the things you said in the interview. Now that it's time for you to execute what you said you would do in the future, you're late. You're scrolling on social media. You're not doing your work at all. You talking to your coworkers. Y'all laughing and kikiing. No work is getting done. Quotas are not being met. Now here comes a write-up. Now you are offended by the write-up. But the purpose of the write-up is to bring you into account of what you said you would do in the future at the interview. So we got an issue with commitment. And so until we learn how to stick to what we say, we are not going to be successful in life. It is mind-blowing to me that you expect Food Lion to honor your MVP card. You go in there and you shop and you buy things that's on MVP special. 2 for $4. Buy one, get one free. Buy two, get one free. And when you scan that card, you expect Food Lion to honor its commitment to give you a discount on the items they have for sale. And so when your MVP card does not work, you are going ballistic. You having an attitude. No, that was buy one, get one free. Well, man, we didn't scan that way. Well, it's on the screen. It's over there on the thing. So what they have to leave the register and go and look at what's on the shelf. And if it's on the shelf, they have to honor it because it is a commitment. But we expect everybody else to honor their commitments while we fail in ours. You committed to being faithful to your wife and you cheat. You sexting, you texting, you got a work wife, but you committed. You said you was going to be committed to her. So when you said I do, it wasn't for that day. It was for the future of the relationship. Until you die, you're supposed to be committed to your wife, to your husband. So what happens when we break commitment? When you break commitment, you break trust. So like I'm a Hilton girl. So I'm a Hilton property girl. So they have a 100 satisfaction guarantee on my money back. That is the commitment that they have made to your experience in their hotels. So if I call the Hilton help desk, I let them know I'm not satisfied with my stay, blah, 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 blah. They are obligated to give me my money back because of their commitment. But the problem is we expect everybody around us to be committed when we are not. And that is a whole problem. So what are the characteristics of being committed? All right. So first of all, an attitude that is associated with being committed is self-discipline. Okay. The ability to control one's impulses and stay on task. I don't care if Tony Braxton walks by Dr. Hims. He better not go get her. And that's a joke to me because he loves her. He's in love with her, okay? But you're committed to me, sir. So I don't care if Tony Braxton show up at your school. You better act like you don't see her because stay on task. Be self-control. Stay on task. It's your fat baby over here. You understand what I'm saying? That's an attitude of being committed. Everybody knows I love Ghost, which is Amari Hardwick. Ghost from Power. Listen, fine as wine in summertime, but if I see him, I'm going to stay on task because I'm Dr. Him's wife. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be, if you are really committed, it is not hard for you to have self-discipline. You also have to have patience. If you're going to be committed, you got to have patience. The ability to endure delays or difficulties without becoming discouraged. I'm going to read that again. Because sometimes we feel like, well, I'm just waiting, but you're complaining, you're not patient. The ability to endure delays or difficulties without becoming discouraged. If you're committed, you have to have patience. Those of us that are married, Lord have mercy, honeymoon phase ends. What do you do? What happens when you get comfortable with each other? What happens when they no longer text you like they used to and you're not going out anymore? Are you able to endure the delay or the difficulties without becoming discouraged. You have patience. Patience comes with commitment. It is. All right. So you also have to be dedicated. Dedication is the act of showing loyalty or devotion without a particular cause or pursuit. Are you dedicated? Can you be loyal no matter what? A lot of people have an issue with loyalty. They do. They're not loyal to everything, just some things. So when you're really committed, that is a game changer. These are the characteristics of those who are actually committed. When you are committed, you also have a self-awareness. You're willing to change. You intensify your focus. You deal with your character. All of this has to do with commitment. When you're committed to something, I have to intensify my focus. I'm committed to this podcast. So I can't allow somebody else's podcast popping up or another podcast. I cannot be distracted by what everybody else is doing. I'm intensifying my focus on the pink couch, period. I don't discount other podcasts, The Breakfast Club, whoever. God bless y'all. But my focus is on the pink couch. Not only that, I got to be willing to change. Okay. So, there's certain things I just can't do in the podcast. If I got a green screen, I can't wear green clothes. You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to change. So even though I'm in a phase where I really like green this season, if I'm going to do what I need to do, I have to be willing. So I have on purple. I have on purple today. So I might have on pink next week. I might have on orange, but I can't wear green with a green screen. So you got to be willing to change. And this is where most people get stuck. They are not willing to change. Without change, growth is completely impossible. You also have to have a self-awareness. First, you must become aware of a new idea or a new skill that you want to develop. And if once you figure out this is what you want to do, you have to go after it. But if you're not aware of what you want and what you want to do, then you're not going to be committed to it. All right. So why you saying all this, Alicia? I'm going to tell you why. Because of the fact that a lot of people say they want stuff, but they are not willing to make the necessary adjustments and sacrifices to acquire it. People love to window shop success, but you never purchase, you never buy into it. I'm going to say that again. People window shop success, but they never buy into it. If you're going to be successful, you got to make a sacrifice. Period, point blank. There's no way in the world I can expect my podcast to be successful if I'm not willing to sacrifice the time and the energy and the study to make sure I got content to get your attention. But people love the window shop. Oh, I could see myself in a Land Rover, but you don't have a driver's license. How you see yourself in something that you don't even have the bare minimum to acquire it? We have got to stop window shopping success and actually buy into it. Some of you talking about, I want to improve my brand, but you're still using selfies in your flyers. Why don't you turn in that $1,000 phone and take $500 and invest into a photo shoot? Y'all don't like me today. Listen, we have got to make the necessary adjustments to what we want to be successful. So are you going to continue to window shop? Or are you actually going to make the investment? All right. So enough about commitment. Let's talk about catfishing. I know y'all seen the TV show on MTV, but let's see what Webster got to say about catfish. All right. It means it's defined as a person who sets up a false personal profile on a social networking site for fraudulent or deceptive purposes. Okay, that's what catfish is defined as a noun. All right, so what does this got to do with commitment? I think it's the complete opposite. A lot of people in dating, in church, in the marketplace, you create this profile that you are stellar employee. You create this profile that you are the best thing since sliced bread in relationships. You create this profile that I'm going to be faithful to the church. Whatever you need me to do, I'm going to be in place. But you only present that to get the benefits of what you're trying to accrue. It's not who you really are. You're just pretending to be something that you are not in order to gain wealth, in order to gain access, in order to gain power, or whatever it is. And a lot of you are straight up catfishes. You may have never made it to MTV, but you're tearing up people's churches, you're tearing up people's marriages, relationships, workplaces, businesses. You are just a fraud because you did everything you could to get in, to get access. And now you have access. There's no work ethic. There's no integrity. There's no sacrifice. There's no fruit, nothing. Everything you said you was going to do, we don't see it. A lot of people pretend well. They give you this great dissertation about everything that they've done and what they can do. And when you give them opportunity to do that, what do? They slack off. Let me help some people. Do you know why most people get promoted? It's because you have done something to inspire someone that you are trustworthy and you can handle more responsibility. You've been doing the most with no title at all. We've seen the work ethic. We've seen the faithfulness on time, early, the eagerness. We've seen all of that. You know what? This is the type of work ethic. This is the type of personality we need in this other position. Let's promote them. So you get promoted. Now you have an official title and everything, and now you slack. You're late. You're lazy. Not committed. No investment. And we're trying to figure out what happened. That's when we realized we've been catfished. That's when we realized you have been fraudulent the whole entire time. This is not who you really were. You were just pretending. You were acting. You actually need an Academy Award is what you need. You were acting to get the part, and now you have the part, and that's it. And so that's why I'm asking a question tonight. Are you committed? Are you catfishing? Because if you're really committed to this, then you will be this consistently, with or without title, with or without promotion, with or without recognition, all that type of stuff. Listen, I am who I am. I've never changed. I'm not going to change. I've grown. I've matured. But as far as the base of me, my character, my passion, my helpfulness, that's consistent. That's who I am. I don't have to be anything else I'm not. I can't be lazy. I can't do stuff mediocre. Call me bougie. Call me over the top. Don't care. That's just who I am. Because that's my commitment. I am committed to excellence. Okay. You know, the kids spent the night with me a couple weekends ago. We didn't have pizza and hot dogs. You know, we went to Ruby Tuesday. We went to Red Crab. We went to a paint party. You know, we made custom cupcakes. Like, that's just who I am. So I treat the young people like I do adults. Different, of course. You know, I can't say the same conversation with them, but my love, my commitment, my spending time is the same. So when you are committed to something, it's easy. But when you catfishing, you're never in place. You're on a face-to-face conversation. You always texting. You always unavailable. All that type of stuff. And let's talk about characteristics of catfishing. Let's break down those characteristics right quick before I get ahead of myself. All right. So when it comes to catfishing, they always asking for money. They always would need some money. They always, can you help me? I don't know how. They always ask for money. Insecurity. People who catfish are insecure. Mental illness. Lack of online friends. Okay. Love bombing. You know, this is what people who catfish do. When you talk about love bombing, that's the easiest way for them to gain your trust by initiating a romantic relationship. Oh, you the best thing since sliced bread. I just love you. I'm your ride or die. Blah, 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 blah. And don't mean nothing. Don't need nothing. Never share personal information. Quick online search can reveal shocking information about us. So you don't need to, it makes learning your secrets easier. So a catfish can never expose their real identity. So they pretend well, but they ain't gonna never tell you who they really are. They're gonna tell you they're struggling with this. They always got lying. They're just making themselves look better than what they are. Another thing about catfishing is stolen or fake pictures. They paint this picture of somebody else. That's what you think you're getting. That's not who you're getting. They're watching somebody else's patterns, somebody else's behaviors, somebody else's mannerisms, and they giving that to you because they've seen that that's what gets your attention. So they start acting like they're committed, act like they're for the ministry or for the business. They act like it, but it's not real. It's not real at all. Not real at all. So these are things that you can expect when it comes to catfishing. It's just crazy how people do stuff like this, but this is what they do. What else we can find out about the catfishing peoples? My computer's not acting right. They'll never meet up with you. Never. They always find a reason why they can't have a face-to-face conversation. Most time people got an issue with you. When they're catfishing, they don't want to meet with you. No, I don't need a meeting. I can tell you how many people who have so much to say are behind my back. When I call for a meeting, they can never show up. You a catfish. You're not bold. Like, you're not about that life. You're not as bold as you try to pretend to be. Do you see what I'm talking about? So I'm asking you a hard question. Some of y'all may be irritated about this podcast. Good. It means you're going to change. Are you committed? Are you catfishing? At the end of the day, if you want to be successful, you got to be committed. Stop pretending to be something that you're not. Stop trying to emulate someone else and just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to show your face, then shut your mouth. It's just that simple. We really got to keep it 100 in this season. If you cannot back up what you say, then stay silent. Because there's going to be a demand on what you claim you can produce. People kill me talking about, oh, I'm in the music business. But where's your music? Where's it at? I'm a life coach, but your life is a mess. You need to coach yourself. It's because you went to somebody's kitchen conversation or you went to somebody's Zoom call. Don't make you no life coach. So we are being deceived, y'all, because we're not looking at the characteristics of these people. And at the end of the day, we are in relationships with people who ain't real. We're friends with fake people. We're in business with vagabonds. You will just be amazed you got to start looking at what's going on around you. And sometimes the problem is not you. It's what's connected to you. Everybody knows I'm a pastor. Everybody knows that. So what I look for when I promote people is, how do you interact when you think I'm not looking? How do you act when I'm not in town? Are you in place when I announce I'm not going to be there? How do you treat somebody that don't like you? How do you treat people who you think like you? Are you only talking to a certain group of people? Do you roll your eyes when folk walk past you after you smile in their face and you turn your face change when they walk by? Baby, I am the most observant person in the world. What the Holy Ghost don't tell me, I see for myself. So that determines if I'm going to put you in a secondary leadership position. Period, point blank. When it comes to my events, I'm very careful who I hire to cook food, who I hire to decorate, all that type of stuff. Because if you treat people nasty, you know what I'm saying? If you got an issue with my vision, then why would I put my money in your business? Like, for why? See, what you say gets back to me. So if I patronized you before, I'm not patronizing you now, it's because of what you said when you thought I wasn't listening. At the end of the day, it's my money. So I reserve the right to invest it where I want to. So it's the same thing with you. Just because somebody go to your church or just because you've been friends in the past to your knowledge, and because they're family, doesn't obligate you to be an investor. It does not. People need to respect you and your wallet. Okay? Not just your wallet. They need to respect who holds the wallet. Who bought the wallet? Who puts the money in the wallet? Don't respect my wallet, not respect my hand, my ear, my voice. And so tonight, you need to decide, are the people around you committed to you or are they catfishing you? It's just that simple. So, beloved, listen. We all have been catfished at some point of our lives. And some of us have actually been the catfish. But at the end of the day, in 2025, commitment is key. If people are not willing to make the investment, make the sacrifice, be authentically them, You don't have time to waste. This is not the year to waste your time, your resources, or your expertise. If there is somebody out here for you in business, in marriage, in life, in ministry, whatever you're doing, there are people that's key to your success that you can collaborate with. But do not waste your time with a bunch of catfishes, okay? This is not the time to be scammed. Some things we need to get some common sense. Pay attention to what's being said. Watch patterns, watch behaviors, look at the interaction with other people. Watch how people treat people that they feel like they don't need. That'll tell you a lot about a person's character. At the end of the day, if we're gonna be successful, we gotta be committed. We can't keep catfishing our way into situations and circumstances because the scam is gonna be up. And eventually the scam gonna get you killed, the scam gonna get you in trouble, the scam gonna get you locked up. Stop scamming people, be who you are. And listen, if you cannot meet the needs of the individual in business and life, then just say that. But stop pretending to be something that you're not and then get mad when we put a demand on what you presented. Listen, I'm telling you, this is not the time to be catfished, and this is not the time to not be aware of what's going on around you. So ask the hard questions and get the right answers and have the most amazing success that you could ever possibly imagine. Hey, it's Coach Lele. Thank you for joining me on the Pink Couch tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next week.
If you have a conversation, have a conversation, come to the Pink Couch and talk it out with Coach Lele. With Coach Lele.